to hold it. What's going on, guys? It's your boy Danny checking in. It's 81 degrees outside right now, and I'm gonna go fishing for some chrome little jack steelhead right now. Pretty much what's in our system is a 1.5-year-old fish. Sometimes there's some 2.5-year-old fish mixed in with these guys, and they're basically coming in following the emeralds and just cruising the shoreline looking for food to fatten up really good. Because the water's so cold right now, it's bringing them in closer to shore where they normally wouldn't be hanging out in the summer months. So they're kind of poking their heads in the creeks and everything. They're not. I'm often hearing guys are talking about these big, giant, fat steelhead, chrome steelhead that they're catching, and they think we're getting a spring run, and that isn't the case. If they're not, let's say, not that a 20-inch fish can't be mature, but if they're not 24 inches plus, most likely they're not coming in to spawn. You'll notice a difference if you're in a pot of these fish where you're hooking, 20, 30, 40 fish in a day, and they're all cookie cutters. That's one age class that's kind of, schooling together, and they're just kind of bait and stuff in the low ends of the system. Pretty neat this year. There's a lot more smelt than usual, and I am seeing some nice schools of emeralds in the low ends of the Erie tributaries. Lake Ontario is fishing really good right now as well. A lot of coho salmon poked up close to the pier heads, along with some nice cohos. They are catching kings pretty well. On the lake, a little bit deeper of water. The Niagara River's popping off. The temperature of the lake's good. There's no more ice on Lake Erie. I know it's ridiculous for me to even say that, because you'd figure it would have been gone a long time ago. But we had some icebergs floating around like a week ago, so that's all gone. The lake's been pretty choppy with the west wind. It finally is laying down, and there should be nice clean water for the lower Niagara. Not too clean, but good enough for the shore anglers. And I'm sure the boat guys are kicking the crap out of them. So anyways, I'm off to catch some of these immature fish. I call them springers, just because that's what we've always called them for the last 25 years. But a springer in the west, in Oregon, Washington, California, BC, Alaska, a springer is a spring-running Chinook salmon that is going to travel some super far distance to spawn. So they spawn in the fall like the fall-run Chinooks, and they're typically a much better forage fish, a food fish, because they have so much more oil since they have to do such a further run than the fall-run Chinooks, where they still make an incredible journey, but the spring Chinooks really make some super far incredible journeys that it's just mind-blowing. But yeah, so today I'll be targeting these smaller steelhead. I'm sure there'll be some dropbacks coming down the river, and I'm sure I'm in New York, so I'm sure there'll be a couple Ohio strays that are poking their heads in the rivers too. Oftentimes when you catch a big chrome mature fish, it was destined for Ohio. Those rivers are really just, I can't say enough about how good they've been fishing in Ohio, and definitely looking forward to getting back up there. Michigan's still fishing pretty damn good. Since there's so many angling opportunities, I know that most of the hardcore anglers are going to they're kind of burned out of catching their hundreds and hundreds of steelhead. They're going to start focusing on jigging walleye here pretty soon, or get out on the big lake and start doing some different opportunities. Same deal with the cohos close to shore. That's popping off pretty good too. But yeah, good fishing all over the East Coast here right now. I'm seeing the best runs of these springers that I've seen in a lot of years, and I attribute it to the double stocking that the DEC is doing. They're stocking in the spring and they're stocking in the fall. Typically, they were just stocking in the late winter, early spring, and then they were stocking browns in the fall. And I think they were stocking the browns in the spring. I apologize. But we were just getting no returns on the browns. We had the wrong strain for Lake Erie, or it wasn't deep enough, or whatever the issue is. But they should definitely be doing research on the difference in lake structure in between Lake Erie to Lake Ontario, because or look at Lake Michigan over on the Wisconsin side, and what are the comparisons to Lake Ontario versus Lake Michigan on why those browns return so well and fish so good in the harbors versus Lake Erie, where we get piss poor returns. So that's that with the fishing. Pretty excited. I got a bunch of really cool new blanks from different manufacturers. The Koreans are really stepping their game up. The South Korean blank manufacturers and rod manufacturers they're just putting out some stunner stuff. Wow, there's a strip club that opened. I just saw a sign for it. No more going to those. Too much trouble. Alright, sorry, I was getting a little bit parched there. So, I got a bunch of cool new blanks from Korea and from the USA. Oh my god, the river looks sweet. I received some high carbon blanks from 4 companies. One of the US manufacturers, they only had mandrels from the late 90s, early 2000s. So unfortunately, they're only a 3-piece, but that's okay for the prototype. I'll be able to bend the crap out of it and see what ends up happening with it. But it's a absolutely stunner of a blank. It's like new ultra high modulus technology on these older blanks, and it really makes are on these older mandrels, so it really makes for a very unique blank. Lots of power, pretty fast taper from it's got a pretty thick butt to a pretty thin tip. Really cool blank. I'm really excited to build that one and check it out. I do have some new Pinlands coming out. I did receive a new Pinland prototype. It's a 10-foot, 1 to 4 pound, real super high-end, nice high modulus blanks. I do have that American version. It's an 11-foot 3 or 11-foot 4 inch. It's a Pinland XL rod to go with the Pinland XL reels. It's got a little extra length, a little bit more power. So if you're fishing from a boat and you need that little bit of extra line pickup or that little bit of extra power, those rods will be able to deliver it for you. So I should have a demo rod at the shop pretty soon. I'll have to send a demo over to my buddy Jason in Tennessee to try out. He's like his name's Jason Reap. He is like the trout center pin guy of Tennessee. That's absolutely, if you guys ever want to book a really wicked trip, he catches some unbelievable sized browns out of these Tennessee rivers. I mean, they're just incredible. 9-pound inland brown trout in these tail races, and he pours his own plastic and all kinds of cool stuff. you know, I'm seeing this mini center pinning just growing everywhere, and I'm really excited to see what else guys are doing with it. There's a lot of other options too, as far as, you know, jigging them or casting them like a bait caster, and you know, it's kind of endless, and it just makes the fishing so much more fun. We're kind of at the hub of using 1-to-1 ratio dragless reels, and it's really cool to be able to produce these things for all these guys doing unique things with the different reels. And I'm just pulling up to the river here, so sorry if I seem a little distracted, but oh yeah, it looks incredible. You guys want to look at the river real quick? I usually don't do this, but it's pretty badass. Hold on. I didn't look at the graph today, but I would say it's probably 18 or 19 turbidity, which is like perfect. 850 flow. See Knucklehead Central out here. I'm sure I know all these guys. I shouldn't say nothing, but gorgeous. I ain't gonna get a suntan today. The only problem about doing what I do is I probably know every single person on this river today, and I appreciate everybody's business, so I have to stop and tell them I appreciate them as customers and friends, and all that good stuff. So yeah, so I'm gonna go fishing there. On another side note, I did get the loan for the new building, which is pretty awesome, so I'm going to be making that happen. But the problem I have is that I need to come up with like another $100,000 for closing and everything like that, which I wasn't accounting for, and now I'm gonna have to kind of get creative with coming up with $100,000. I don't know how the heck I'm gonna end up doing that, but if you guys know any like angel investors, or know of anyone who does small loans for not a ridiculous interest rate, I need about $100,000, or even if it's $50,000, I would still be super stoked. And then I only got to get 2 of those, but I'm absolutely good for it. I got a perfect credit score, almost 880 credit score. And yeah, so I'll be in that place. I'm hoping I'm gonna have a grand opening for the fall time, and it should be pretty wicked, man. I'm so close to actually finishing it. Every time I'm getting ready to celebrate and get the keys and do a quick walk around of the place so you guys can see what it looks like. Some crap ends up happening with the bank where they're like, oh, well, now you need to do this, and it's been happening for about a year. Thank God the seller has been holding it for me. I gave him a $10,000 deposit, but the contract was only for a few months, and I was blessed enough for him to actually hold it for a lot longer of a time. It's probably been about a year now, but I've had super great luck with the lawyers and super great luck with the sellers, and I've just been very blessed with this whole transaction, and I'm at the finish line. I just need to get there. So if you guys know anyone who lends money, or any angel investors, anything like that, give me a call at the at the shop, or email me, or if you know my cell phone number, just hit me up there. And yeah, I would love to talk about it with somebody. Or if you have any ideas how to come up with $100,000, because the bank is using my personal building that I own out right now as collateral, so I don't know if I can get a mortgage on a collateraled building. So, oh my God, what a shit show. Oh my God, what a shit show. This is why 81 degrees, it's awesome, but I mean, everyone and their mother and their brother and their father is out today. And a lot of the good spots that I like are all kind of out of the bag. But yeah, alright guys, I'm gonna go fishing. Love y'all. Keep your lines wet and your fingers fishy. I'll check up with you guys later. Tight lines, y'all.